Hi everyone, we've reached part 6 of our Granny Square series of tutorials, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet an alternative to the normal Granny Square with this lovely daisy Granny Square. And we're going to start with a magic ring in the center as usual, work in a couple of circles and then finish off by making the circle into a square. So here we go. I'm using double knitting weight yarn and a size 4mm crochet hook. We'll just push that to one side, keep it there so we can see where we're going to. So we start off with a magic ring, the way I like to do this. Hold the yarn in your left hand if that's your non-dominant hand. Make an X over your first two fingers by wrapping the yarn round twice. There we can see the X. We're going to go under the top right leg, over the top left, pull through and make a loop on your hook, then under the top left again, and then draw that loop through the loop on your hook to create this ring. Then tighten up with the tail so that the ring is just about 1/2 centimetre in diameter. Hold your yarn in the normal way. I like to put my second finger and thumb just so I can see the little gap to insert my hook. Now our join has made a loop here, like a chain stitch. So I don't actually do another chain. I'm going to start by doing 12 single crochet into the ring. So let's go. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 1. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 5. Just pull your little magic loop so it starts to get smaller. 5. So we're going to do 6, 7, 8. A bit more yarn here. 9, 10. Just to ease the stitches round. 11. Oops! Started to do a double crochet there. 11. And 12. Now we just check that we have 12 stitches in our circle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pull your tail tightly so the hole closes up. Now it will work its way open slightly until, because you've got so many stitches into this hole, it's unlikely that you'll want to pull this so tightly that it closes up completely. You can do it, but I wouldn't worry if you have a teeny tiny little hole in the middle. From here you're going to do a single crochet in every single stitch. Now at this point you might want to mark the beginning or the end of your work with a little piece of thread, just so you know where you've started or ended. So I'm just going to mark. I don't use a stitch marker because this is so small, they just simply get in the way. So a little piece of yarn or thread will just mark the last stitch. Then you don't have to count. And counting when you're recording a video can be tricky. So we need to make sure we go into all 12. It's quite tight. So that first one is quite down below here. There we go. 1, 2, more yarn, 3, 4. Make sure you're capturing the top 2 loops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're round to the last one because we've got our stitch marker in there, 12. Now the good thing about using a piece of yarn is that for the next row I can simply hook that piece of yarn through and I don't have to remove it from the previous row if I don't want to. It is a very flexible way of marking stitches, but for the sake of completeness I'll just bring that through to the front. Sometimes I don't bother. Now we have finished our pink center. At this point we're going to start on the blue section and we're going to do 12 puff stitches all the way around. So that means doing a puff stitch in every single crochet, and we're going to do 3 chain in between. So I'm going to switch to blue. Trim off your yarn, leaving enough to weave in at the end. You could just tie this off and then start anywhere in the circle, but actually I like to do it like this, then I know where I am. So make a loop on your hook and pull the tail of the blue nice and tightly so you've got enough to weave in. We're going to start by making a puff stitch in the next single crochet just here. You have to look quite carefully to see where your last stitch entered. Into that stitch here, we're going into this next stitch. Now to get to the height of the puff stitch, we need to do 3 chain. Or actually in this instance, I may only do 2. It depends on your tension and the yarn you're using. I think I'll just do 2. 1, 2. So to do a puff stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook again. we're going to do this 4 times. So that's 3 and 4. So I want a nice fat puff, a fat petal. And the reason I went into the last stitch is so that this blue chain sits really closely to that first puff. I'm then going to join it up to tie off the puff with a chain and do 2 more chains. So that's 3 chain all together in between my puffs. This becomes clearer as we go through. So we've done the first one. Now going to find our second chain, which is just here, yarn over, insert your hook, once, yarn over, twice, 3 times, 4 times. It feels quite tight. Pull through, yarn over and pull through everything. 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. So there's our second little puff. And we continue doing this for the next one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through all the loops on the hook, 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to continue in the same fashion all the way around. Now, the critical thing is to pull up that loop far enough for your little bit on there, for your puff to be high enough. So you're pulling upwards each time you insert the hook so that your puffs are even. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, and so I've reached the last puff stitch. I'm just going to finish that one off. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over, pull through. And then 1, 2 chain at the end, and then we're going to join this, take out my marker, to the top of the 3 chain that we started our round with a slip stitch. So that's insert your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. So we can tuck that behind our puff stitch. Now we've finished with our blue, and we're now going to move on to the border that turns the circle into a square. So I'm just going to close that up like that. See, the hole has worked its way open again. Pull that tightly. Now going back to our sample, what I do here is I have 2 sets of double crochet, and then in the corners, and half double crochet, 2 sets of 3 in between. So let's start in a different place. We're using a cream double knitting yarn, and we're going to join in a corner. Just chain over it, pull it nice and tightly, and we're going to start with our think we'll do, see, it's never an exact science whether you do 2 or 3 chain. In this instance, I'm going to do 2 chain, and then I'm going to do the next 2 double crochet to complete this side of the corner. So yarn over, insert your hook, trap your tail underneath, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's a double crochet just like you would do in any other granny square. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now we don't need to do a chain between our clusters. We're now going to do 2 sets of 3 half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and again. It's the first set. We'll do another set in the next gap. Takes up a lot of yarn, a half double crochet. 1. I like them. They're nice to do. Then we've reached another corner. So we're going to do 2 sets of double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 2 chain for the corner. 1, 2. Down the next side. 1, 2, 3. Then we're on to the next set of half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Another set of half double crochet. Now we've got the knot and the chain to contend with. Don't worry, just go over the top of it. 1, 2, 3. Reach the corner, so we're going to do our doubles, 2 chain for the corner, another set of group of doubles, and then we're back to our half double crochets. When you've finished all of this, you will probably want to block it out with a damp cloth and an iron. Don't iron your yarn directly, just do it very gently. There are lots of different ways of blocking out. Depends on the project that you're doing. Right, we're nearly round. We've got 2 sets of half double crochet to do. One, 2. Whoops. More haste, less speed, they say, and that is true. 2, 3, and then we'll just finish off this first corner with our 3 double crochet. Then we'll join with a slip stitch at the end. Sometimes I only do 1 slip stitch to chain between, but I'm going to do 2 today. 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook, capturing 2 strands of yarn, the one at the front and the one that's hiding behind at the back. Pull it through. cut this off, pull it through. Now you can do another edge round it like I've done in the example, which is simply a round of single crochet, or you can continue doing double crochet all the way around in the normal way, creating a round of a normal granny square, in which case you're going to do 2 sets of 3 in the corners and come across in the normal way with your double crochet. Rather than your half double crochet, you're simply going to do double crochet all the way around. So there's how to do the daisy granny square. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a series on granny squares, so find the playlist. You can download a template for how to make a granny square bag. If you just click in the link below, you'll see it says Granny Tote Bag template. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Take care. Bye.